Okay, people ask this question all the time. Steve, should I manufacture my product, or should I license it? And what are the difference between the two? And can I make more money if I venture my product than licensing? So please, if you want all these answers to these questions, watch this video. Okay, let's start with licensing because, if you've been watching this YouTube channel that Andrew and I have been doing for a long time, our favorite is product licensing. So let's start with that first. What is product licensing? Well, basically, I'm going to rent an idea to a company that's already in business, and they're going to do all the work for me. That they're going to do all the manufacturing, they're going to do all the distribution, they're going to do all the sales, they're going to do all the heavy lifting, in which I don't have to do all that stuff, or any of that stuff at all. Oh, the reason why I love it so much, it allows me to come up with a lot of ideas. It allows me not to take any risk. It allows me to let them leverage their power because they already have shelf space and they're already selling products now. So that's why I love licensing so much, because there's just no risk. All right. I want to give you an example of a product that I licensed, and I want to talk a little bit about that process. This product here is called Spin Cups, and it's an idea. I can't break it apart now. But it's an idea. It comes in two parts. You snap it together, and you spin it like this, and you could spin it, and Minnie Mouse changes her outfits. Probably can't do a good job with that, but anyway. Okay, hopefully you can see it. So anyway, this is a product that I had licensed, rented to a company that was selling those type of cups and canteens and silverware in all the Disney stores and theme parks around the world. All right, I showed that company a prototype. Very simple. I made it out of paper. I did a sell sheet. This is what the idea is. I didn't even protect it, to tell you the truth. Sometimes you can file a provisional patent application, but in this situation, I did not. I reached out to a company. The name of the company was Trudeau, up in Canada. Showed them the prototype, and next thing you know, I had a contract. We talked about it. We negotiated. They paid me a royalty on each and every one they sold. All right. The reason why that was so appealing to me was I didn't have to spend any money doing it. Well, I didn't have to take any risk, and they were already selling cups and canteens in all the Disney theme parks and stores around the world. So they did all the work for me. And I found them, I reached out to them, gave them a call, showed them my stuff, and next thing you know, I had a deal. That's what licensing is all about, and that's why I love it so much. It's easy to do. So that is product licensing, and that's what I love because there's no risk and you don't have to spend a lot of money. All right, let's talk about venturing now, because I've done both. I went ahead and started a company because I saw an opportunity to come up with guitar picks. Really? I don't play guitar. Why guitar picks? Well, there was an opportunity because basically guitar picks were one shape, the packaging was terrible, and no one was doing anything in terms of lifestyle guitar picks. I wanted to sell my guitar pick designs to the fans, not necessarily to musicians, because there's a lot more fans than there are musicians. So that was my opportunity. I was going to do lifestyle guitar picks for fans, and I knew there was a great opportunity there. I also knew if I packaged it right, there was a very good chance I could sell those guitar picks for more money than a traditional guitar pick. So I'm sure there's going to be a little bit more profit in there. That was one of the reasons why I chose to go down this road, was to actually be profitable. Okay. But here's where it gets a little tricky here. This is what I want you to understand. I got into this business because someone came to me that knew a lot about this industry, because I knew nothing about it. Rob Stefani was a good friend of mine. He was a musician. He went to trade shows. He had a couple stores. He knew the business. And that's what's really important. If you're going to venture, please make sure you partner with someone that has done it before. If not, I would not have done it because I didn't have the time or experience to learn about an industry. My partner knew all about it. We had a game plan because we knew someone else that was doing something a little similar, but we saw an opportunity. So We saw what they were doing, so we had somewhat of a little bit of a game plan. You need to understand what your goals are and have a game plan. Okay, no big deal. Here's the other thing a lot of people don't realize. It was really expensive. Right, a guitar pick costs like 3 cents, but it still costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started. Wow, Steve, you gotta be kidding me. Why so much money? Well, you're talking about building inventory, changing molds, doing trade shows, doing advertising, hire employees, starting a business. We didn't do it out of our garage. That's a hobby. We didn't throw them up on Amazon and thought maybe people would find us. No, we were in business. So I tell a lot of people, I had a person that knew kind of the industry. We built a team, and it took about $250,000 for that to really get started, especially when those big orders started to come in, like from Walmart. A lot of people don't realize how much money it really takes. You see, it takes more than you think. It takes a lot of time too. Here's the other thing. There was 4 of us. That's right, 4 of us. Not by ourselves, there's 4 of us. We were probably spending 60 hours a week doing this. Now, it wasn't like part-time. It wasn't like I, was doing it on the side. No, it was 60 hours, and we were doing it every single day. It took a long time. Here's the other thing too. The manufacturing. You have to really know how your product's going to be manufactured. And we were manufacturing here in the United States. We had someone do it in China. We really understood that. That was part of my background a little bit, but still it was difficult to make sure the product looked great when you're doing scale. That was not as easy as people think. And we had a sales team. You guys, here's the catch. I don't care how great your product is. You have to create demand. Someone said to me, boy, I'm just looking for a couple of distributors and I'll be set. No, distribute. You have to create demand. You have to create demand that people want it. They go down to the stores, they're asking for it. Then you can get distributors. So when you think about what it took a team, it took a game plan, it took a great product at a point of difference, it took money, because you have to do the packaging, trade shows, advertisement, create demand, inventory, employees had to do all that work. It took a lot more than what people even imagine. Were we successful? Yes. It took years though too. Here's the other thing, it took a lot of time. All right, so what about the profit margin between venturing and then licensing? Well, I can tell you a lot of people ask, they say to me, Steve, I'm going to venture because licensing, there's no money in it. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. If you're running a business and you have a 30% net profit, I think that's pretty good. Maybe it's a little bit higher, okay. But let's say it's 30%. All right, and you're versus a royalty, which could be 5, 6, or 7%, and you're not taking any risk. Wow. It's almost like, why would I do all this work, spend all this time, and get a 30% when I don't have to do any of that, and someone else does it for me, and I get a 5 to 6 or 7%, and I don't have to do anything crazy. So yes, you can make more money venturing, but there's a tremendous amount of work and effort and everything else versus licensing. They're just very different. All right, there's one other thing I have to mention. When you're starting a business, it's a little bit stressful, okay, because you're spending all this time, all this money, and you're kind of imagining this is actually going to work. But even when it starts to work, you're still stressed. You're stressed because you're filling orders, making sure customers are happy, that you can continue and grow, okay, and you're going to need more money. More people are going to order it from you, and you're going to be floating more money to companies. I can tell you the stress level was probably why I got out of the guitar pick business. We were selling at Walmart, and we were probably one of the most successful small musical accessories at Walmart. We were selling a lot. The first order was $500,000. I have to tell you, the stress of filling those orders, waiting for the next one to come in, building the inventory was a little bit outside my comfort zone. So I preferred the licensing business model. I did both, but please consider the stress element when you start a business. So this is Stephen Key. I wanted to talk about the differences between licensing and venturing to give you somewhat of an idea. So thanks for watching this video. Subscribe down below. Tell all your friends. Until next time, I will see you on InventRightTV.